Hello, my name is Dr. Shambles, and today I'm breaking off the hiatus just for this little video. I just want to say I don't know, I'm not back, okay? I'm not gonna explain my situation again. I talked about it last video, and let's just say the situation got worse, okay? And I'm still trying to figure things out. So, but I decided to just upload and distract myself a little bit because I love uploading and recording videos. So yeah, this video is going to be a theory crafting on Gear 5 Luffy. So in case you don't know, the Batsu usually has a dev version of the sim where he tries to upload the cards as fast as he can, and normally these cards are with bugs. I haven't seen any bug on this version yet. The only thing is the cards have no translation, as you can see. They only have the Japanese text, but that's fine. It's just to test some hands and maybe some combos. And so I just the OP09 is almost hitting the Japan, and before all the pros come in and start making their own decks, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna upload and give my 2 cents on what I think is the best for the deck. So I'm just gonna talk here some cards that have insane synergy with the deck and with the leader, and some of these are somewhat slept on for what I've seen in other YouTubers' theory crafting videos. I haven't seen much, but yeah. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So first of all, what I want to say is you need to have the 4 new Trafalgar Law Searcher, and you have to have this Runner Zoro 3 cost as 4 of in. I think this is pretty safe to say this will be in every deck at 4. Law just helps you with consistency, and he is not a brick like the event right here. So the event pretty much lets you search anything almost in the deck, but so does Law, and Law has a 1k counter, so yeah, it's pretty nice. Also, maybe his 2k swing comes in to take out other searchers or something like that. And then there's Zoro, which is pretty much your primary way to ramp up Dawn in early game. Like, yeah, kind of for the test hands that I tested, I try to mulligan when I don't see him, or if I like see a Law, maybe I'll risk it, but at least having one of them is necessary in your starting hand. This guy is really insane on your curve play. You kind of want to go first, by the way. For what I've seen, this is the best for this leader, because then you just ramp up with Zoro on your curve play, which will then just help you with everything else. But yeah, this card is probably very important for the deck, and I really like seeing it at the starting hand. This is like the biggest staple right now. The other 4 of that it's pretty safe to say is this Frankie. This Frankie is like such an insane way to just pretty much you cycle your hand with the bricks that you kind of don't need at the time, and then you just draw 2. So it's pretty much a +1 while not going down on the Dawn, because you have your leader effect that pretty much prevents you from going down. And yeah, these are the staples, I believe. For Sanjis also, the counters I don't really need to explain, these 2 counters. And then you have this Sanji here at 4, which is, I think there's no need for explanation, is a rush card that lets you rest for a 6 cost, actually, a 6 cost or lower, which is really nice. So yeah, now let's get into the not so... Actually, yeah, no, there's still one, sorry, which is a Gum Gum Giant. This, I usually was playing this at 3. I thought it was too bricky to be at 4, but no, you are going down on 2 Dawn because your lead effect does not activate on the opponent's turn, and because this is countered, that means you are losing the 2 Dawn. but it's fine. You are pretty much always ramping or not losing Dawn when you activate your effects. So the going down on 2 Dawn from time to time is fine. Not only that, you're drawing 2, which is like the most insane part of all of this event. So I think it's also pretty safe to say everybody's going to be playing this at 4. Okay, now we got everything out of the way. Let's get into the not so known cards. First of all is the Gum Gum Lightning. Some people do like to play this card at 1, 2 or 3. Some people do not play. Most actually do not play. I think this is not... I think this is needed to have, but I don't think it should go up more than 3. I'm playing 2, but if you want to play 3, it's fine. It's just this deck does not have much removal. My deck list has some, but most deck lists I'm seeing online that people are theory crafting on do not run much of board destruction. So I think Gum Gum Lightning is needed, because or else you're not gonna have much, and board removing, board destruction is the meta, and you need to have some sort of it. So yeah, having only Sanji to rest 6 cost lower is not enough. So I think adding 2 Gum Gum Lightning is fine. The next event that I want to talk about is Jetcat Link, which I think it's needed at the very least at 2 of. I'm playing 3 because the version I'm playing has a bit more bricks, I believe, than normal for what I see, but I think this is needed to be played at least at 2. Many deck lists that I'm seeing are playing a lot of bricks as well, some more than others, but many that are running more bricks than usual do not run this card, and I just think this card is good to have. I did try it at 4, by the way. I don't think this is going to be played at 4, because at 4 it actually gets bricky. So I think 3 is fine for my deck list right now. And so yeah, now the Searcher Zorjuro. As you can see, I am not playing any black cards, so this means this is a pure purple deck list. So this guy can pretty much search every single card in here besides Kaido, and that's it. Besides Kaido, so it's really nice to have. It can search itself, so pretty much you never whiff when you put this. Normally, what I do is I prefer to play Frankie. If I don't have Frankie but I have Zorojuro, I play the Zorojuro. But normally, if I have Frankie, or if I prefer to play Frankie, so if I have both, I play Frankie and then just discard the Zorojuro, because you are drawing 2, and Zorojuro you're just replacing 1 for 1 with the search. So yeah, this one has overall better, I think overall has better value. You have a blocker, and if you want to swing with him as well, you can. So yeah, but this is pretty much, this just makes this deck super consistent. And so that's why I'm playing him. I think it's very good. A card, some people played him at 2 and they go for the Moria, 2 Morias. I'm just gonna take this time now to talk about the Moria. Moria is very popular in this deck list. I don't think you get as much value as you would in other black decks. Obviously you get insane value, especially in this deck, by the way. I was running 2. And because like here you have Onami, you have Frankie, you have Zorjuro. So yeah, so for example, playing the Gecko Moria, let's imagine in a curve play, you could potentially just play any of these and get a search, get cards to hand, and then just play a Law if you have him in trash, which is very rare, by the way. Which is ultimately why I decided to take him out, by the way. I'll get to another topic, but this guy does not go to trash. People usually, I haven't been playing against people, but for what I tested, this does not go to trash. So it's most of the time it goes to trash when you replace it by just board swarming. So yeah, so pretty much you're putting a 9k body on the field, as well as something of the 4 costs, which is nice. But the 8th Dawn, I don't know, it does not go well with this deck, and that's why I decided to remove him. I think it's safe to say people are going to play him. Like, the card is insane. but I decided to leave it out. I decided to make it more of a Straw Hats themed deck, and I'm playing Kaido, so yeah. But Moria is probably gonna be played, but I am not playing him. I am playing the 4 Zorojuo, so yeah. Next is Onami. Now this is a very slept on card. Many people are playing this new Robin blocker, which is a simple blocker for early game. That is fine. Some people are playing Law actually, because he's searchable with this Law. This also helps them, although they are losing one Don, which is not a big deal. They are controlling the cards in hand of your opponent. This is pretty great when you're not playing board removal like me, so yeah, it helps a lot. And some others are playing the Jinbei. It's fine, but again, this being a 5 cost does kinda hurt, and his payoff is not that big. But this Onami, I found it to be a very good card actually. Again, if I was playing the Mario, it would be even better. And maybe I'll remove something here. I could potentially remove one Zorojuo and maybe one of these Namis for 2 Moria at least, because in this deck list specifically it does have better combo potential, but for now no. This Onami is insane. Like, I actually think this could be played in this deck. I'm going to be playing this in my purple Luffy deck anyways, but this card is very slept on this leader. This keeps your consistency going, and is a blocker that it's very annoying because he's a very weak stat blocker, but it is very annoying because of that. So yeah, it can save you, and again, cycles cards out, giving actually a +1 to you, or kind of just cycling, because yeah, like, it replaces itself on play, and then you cycle 1 card out and then draw 2, so pretty much you're just keeping your hand size exactly the same when you start your turn, and with supposedly better cards because you cycled, right? So yeah, this card is, I think this card is really good, and people should not sleep on this. So yeah, I bring attention to this a lot, to this card a lot. This let's skip, and now let's go Kaido. Kaido is, I think it's the card that is the most slept on in this deck. From all I've seen, nobody is picking this guy up. People are picking either the new Luffy that got announced. I believe you should not play this, you should play the Gear 5, or the Kaido. Again, like, this should be in the place of Kaido. The reason why it's not, it's because, okay, you are not losing any sort of Dawn with this, but you only get Rush, and Kaido has the same stat line. You are sending 3 Dawn, because you do get 2 Dawn, so that's 3 Dawn, which is nice. And he KOs something, so he helps you board wipe. So this event with Kaido, with Sanji, I found it to be good synergy, to at least control your opponent's board in some way. And like, this is insane. Not only that, I'm gonna bring attention to another card, which is Pudding. If you're playing Pudding, which I've seen some people do, I tried it. It is good, but it's very situational. You need to see it at the very beginning of the hand, and if not, this card becomes somewhat useless. It's really hard to pull out the good value that this card has, but this card has insane value, because when you play Frankie or Zoro or Sanji, whatever, you're already getting your Dawn back with leader ability, and then Pudding makes sure that you ramp 1. So pretty much he's a body on the field that can swing potentially, and is making sure that whatever you do, you always ramping up. So it's a very interesting card, but I just didn't find the space. And the synergy is not as good as I would like it to be, so I decided to ultimately leave it out. The reason why I'm bringing it up with Kaido is, when you play Kaido, pretty much you are going down to 8 on. So if you play on curve play, next turn you'll be at 8 on. If you were playing Pudding, this would make sure that you would be at the exact same Dawn as you ended the turn. So if you play this at curve play, you make sure that you only lost, with pudding you would only lose the 2 Dawn that you ramped up for the turn. So that's it. So it's really good, but again, no space, so yeah. But the Kaido is this is probably the ace card of the deck, by the way. Like, although it is not searchable, the times that this, from what I've been testing, the combo potential is insane. It really helps the deck. So I think this is still the best card that you can play. Some people played the new Linlin as well, this and this one, both actually. This one is very good as well. You are going down only one Dawn and 1 card in your hand, but you're going up on life, which is nice, but I just think this Kaido is better overall. This one is just too slow for the deck, by the way. I've seen some people playing this. It's super slow. It does not work, I'm sorry. 10 Dawn and you still need to wait 1 turn is not, it won't be getting that value. So yeah, this card, I'm gonna bring attention to this card the most. I already brought to Onami, now is this Kaido. Insane, very insane card. I think people should play this. We'll see what the players do, but I think we'll see at least 2 copies. Like, this is really nice. Like, I can't stress this enough. Okay, so now let's go to this 2k counter, which is the new Nami. The only reason why this is here is because she's new and her effect makes you go down 2 Dawn, and then you can attach 2 rested Dawn to someone, to one of your characters or leader. I believe that's her effect. This is just because many people are playing Black Maria, and so this, I just want to say, I don't think Black Maria is going to be playing in this deck. You don't need this Black Maria in any shape or form. So she's only, for what I've tested, she's only like a 2k counter. So if it's going to be a 2k counter to be a 2k counter, why not make it a searchable 2k counter? So you could just put this, this Frankie instead of this Nami. It doesn't really matter, it's just a searchable 2k. Maybe the other Usopp, where is he? Right, this one maybe, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, I just decided to put this Nami because, again, her effect makes sure that it has better synergy with Luffy, so you don't lose Dawn, in case you decide to play her. But again, you will not, you'll just use her as a searchable 2k, but I think it's just better than Black Maria. And now for the last card that I want to talk about is the Gear 5 Luffy. So the Gear 5 Luffy, this one actually has better synergy than this one. Again, this one I think is just bait. I don't know, this card does not have enough value to I don't know, having pretty much a 9 cost that has rush and it's only on play. I don't know, again, like this value is just better in Kaido. Like you're losing Dawn, but at least you're getting some board wipe, so I think it's just better. And this card, without this, because when I was testing hands and I was playing both this Luffy and this Luffy, pretty much every time I had both in hand, I would only place this one, because the way my brain at least worked was, okay, so I could play this one, but I will lose all my characters on the field, and this one still gets rush, and I don't lose Dawn, so maybe it's better to play this one, so I would always play this one and try to combo off there. Actually removing him just made me realize how much synergy this card has. I already knew this was going to have like a lot of synergy, but many times if I'm in an uncomfortable position, I play him and just make everybody go. I don't really care, and then when it is to finish game, it's also a good card, it is searchable, so yeah, it is really nice, and I think people will be playing this one and not this one. I don't know, maybe there's better value here with this card, but for what I'm seeing, like, Kaido's it's just better, you know, and there's no reason to play this, besides being a rush searchable, you know, that is a 9 cost, so yeah. But this one, really nice. You pretty much, because of the synergy, when you pass turn and you get your new turn, so to speak, you can make a 10k swing with this guy, and then a 12k swing. So you activate this, send everybody, send all of your Dawn, this guy gives you 2 Dawn back, then you just, because he gives you one active Dawn, you just use this to be at 3, you pass, you're at 5. And then you can just activate this again to be at 6 Dawn, but 1 rested Dawn, so you still have 5 active Dawn, which makes this able to make a 10k swing and then this a 12k swing. It saves you a lot, many times. Like sometimes I thought maybe keeping the Frankie on the field or the Onami or whatever blocker I have was better to play defensively, but then when I tried to play more aggressive with this card, it just worked so much better. I think this deck is very aggressive, and it's very consistent, because this version at least, because everything is searchable. You keep cycling cards, so you always see these late game cards, these 3 pretty much, and you just keep attacking and just keep attacking, and you keep building more. When I have all my late game cards, like sometimes if the game drags a lot, this would happen when I tried a game against Blackbeard, which is a very big counter to this deck, by the way. I would have these 3 on the field, and it would be really nice to just start dropping these smaller bodies to just build even more pressure. So yeah. So this was the theory crafting. I'm sorry this was a long video. I don't think I'm gonna edit this. I'm just gonna leave it at this and put a small background music. This is all of my thoughts. I just wanted to bring attention to the Onami, to the Kaido, and to the searchable 2K. It doesn't need to be this Nami, but people are playing Black Maria, and I think it's better to just have a searchable 2K. Those are my my most important topics. Another thing that I forgot to say is when you play this and you know you can't end game or do something significant with your 10k swing with leader, if you have this Sanji, he becomes a 3 cost, so you're pretty much having a blocker on the next turn, which is also nice. So yeah, really nice combo potential. So yeah, that's it. That's everything I wanted to say. I covered every single card that is popular right now on theory crafting. On other videos, I just wanted to bring attention to my options. Just to end, this Sanji is being used as well. It is good. People, for what I've seen, either play the Moria, so they don't play this, they either play the Moria or this Sanji. It is good to have some more removal, but I decided to just keep the consistency, and this worked fine for what I tested. Good defensive power, good offensive power, good consistency, just all around very balanced deck as well. The only thing I'm seeing that is a weakness of this deck is you either do very well or you just straight out get countered. I think Blackbeard will be a very big counter to this. So as you guys can see, this is some of the decks that I tested with. And Nell, I also believe, is a counter to this. It depends on your hand a little bit. Maybe I haven't played it right, because purple does counter yellow most of the time, so yeah. Buggy, we out-destroy Buggy. And Bonnie, depends on it's pretty much like the NL, but I do feel like Bonnie does counter this deck as well. Doffy, we counter it. So yeah, this is just some of the cards that some of the decks that I've been testing with. So yeah, that was the video. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.